Hi everyone and welcome. I'm George Boretos. I'm the founder of FutureUP, which is a company focusing in AI-powered price optimization. And today is my pleasure and honor to have here with me Pietro Maria Picogna, the founder and CEO of the PAC, a thriving startup that started from zero and reached 2 million in the ARR in just 2 years. And we're going to discuss today the secrets behind this success, this great success, and also the secrets behind PAC's pricing. So, Pietro, thanks for coming here today.
Thanks, George. It's a real pleasure to be here with you and your audience to discuss something about startups and pricing, one of the topics that I like the most. So, super happy to be here and super happy to share something personal today as well.
That's great. So, talking about personal things, let's start from your journey in launching the PAC. What was the rationale behind it, the idea, and tell us a bit about the journey.
Absolutely. As you can see from my physical aspect, I'm a young kiddo. I'm 25 years old. I grew up in a little town in Italy named Verona, the city of Romeo and Juliet. Studied abroad, worked abroad in many different continents. I speak many different languages as well. And 2 years ago, I was enlightened. I had an epiphany when I was in San Francisco and I saw these huge American companies building platforms, democratize coaching and mentoring in large enterprises, and was super fascinated. So, with my co-founder, we said, "Okay, that's great. We want to do the same in Europe. We want to do something similar in our home country, so Italy." And we started in Italy building this company that was, at the beginning, we struggled a lot, I have to say the truth. It was really tough because we don't come from a privileged background. We didn't have investors there saying, okay, I want to throw you money, or family and friends that were there with capital and ideas. We had to build it a bit, but then things continued, things went on, and it was pretty good, I would say.
Okay. So, tell us a bit about the PAC and how is it different from other companies? Because I guess you do have some competitors out there. So, what's different about you?
As I was telling you, PAC is a digital mentoring coaching platform. So what we do is pretty easy. We connect employees with coaches and mentors through a digital platform to support their personal and professional growth. And we work with super large enterprises in doing that. At the same time, yeah, it's a pretty concentrated and fragmented market. There are many great solutions from Germany, US, UK, France. So when we started, it was tough to find a unique value proposition, but it was one of the first points that we touched. And we said, okay, they're doing good. They are matchmaking platforms. So what they do is connect employees and coaches. Pretty easy, not a huge tech stack, and a lot of money there because it's a blue ocean still. So it's a huge market in which there could be 10 unicorns. But we had to find something different. And we said, okay, what's the right angle? And we interviewed like hundreds and hundreds of HR directors, HR people, HR managers in order to understand which were their pains. We understood, yeah, that doing coaching and mentoring digital and democratic is great, but they like data. So what we did was to create a personalized assessment built by a scientific committee that is able not only to assess people's skills, but to build the ideal career path for every employee. So when a person starts using PAC platform, they have an assessment that measures their skills, and they're going to be self-evaluated and evaluated externally from a manager or peer. They will run the coaching and mentoring program, and then they will do another assessment in order to show the skill gap, the as is and to be situation of everyone. In this way, we provide HR departments with great data on people performance, people growth, and people development to let them make better decisions. And yeah, that's the unique value proposition that we built that allowed us to scale so fast and so rapidly in Southern Europe, and will allow us, I hope, I believe and I hope, in all over the world. So yeah, that's what we built.
And how about customers or potential customers? Do they also recognize and acknowledge this gap in the market and seek out your service?
Absolutely. What I would say is that large enterprises started democratizing and digitalizing these development paths around like 3, 4 years ago in Southern Europe. That's my focus in terms of market. And they started using legacy solution, competitor solutions. So, I mean, we were lucky because all the education phase of digitalization of the services was already done, and they were seeking for something more. Because they were okay. They were saying, okay, that's great. I mean, we are digitalizing this and spending less, but we don't have enough data. So we run the program as we were doing in an analogic way. It costs less, but the value is exactly the same. How can we really go to the CEO and show that what we did had an impact that, I mean, allowed us to grow as a company in business and people goals? And in general, I would say that now the HR war, so all HR professionals are struggling and seeking for new solutions to have better data and improve their efficiency of their processes. Because in many cases, they are left out of the room in business discussions because they don't provide data. And so, yeah, it's a big need having HR analytics platforms. It's super big issue to solve and a pain for many people. So, yeah, there's much space there.
That's great. That's great. So when you started before a few years ago, would you have ever believed that you will reach 2 million in ARR in just a couple of years? Was it a surprise or pre-planned?
No, I mean, I would lie if I say yes. No, we didn't expect it. I mean, our business plan was saying that. And we were like, okay, if things work really well, really, really well, we can get there. But really, really well. And usually when you build financial scenarios,
Something
you
like
build
that.
3 scenarios. I mean, that's a little trick for all the founders that are gonna listen to it. There are 3 scenarios, like wars, the average, the super good. The super good never happens. We were good enough to make the super good happen, and so now we are in a privileged situation in which we can decide what to do with the company because we're profitable. We are receiving like weekly proposals from investors. There's FOMO on the market around us. And that's a privileged situation, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I didn't expect it. I always say that I would have signed it with my own blood. They told me, okay, you're going to get there. We are here now. And now, I mean, when you reach it, you're satisfied, but you are immediately seeking for the next milestone. So you're like, okay, we did it. Maybe my expectations are low, and I had to then push the bar a little bit higher before. At the same time, we have to really get through it and face the next challenges that are gonna arrive.
So now that you are in a better position that you had imagined in the beginning, do you have any different plans or you stick with your strategy and the blue ocean that you have discovered so far?
I mean, I'm a strong believer that if you say I'm repeating something that I did yesterday and it's gonna work forever, you're gonna lose because the market is so fast and things are evolving so fast. You don't know what is happening. And as an entrepreneur, you have to move fast and faster than the market. So you have always to scout new solutions. You have always to talk to your customers. You have to also always understand what's in their minds. So no, when you get to a specific milestone, even the biggest one, even the most satisfying one, you have to start thinking about the next one. So, okay, we built this competitive advantage. How much time will our competitors need to be to copy it? So what we can do in the meanwhile to evolve at a faster rate, they will not see us. It's always a fight. I mean, business scenarios, business competition, building landscapes. It's pretty tough because the market is it's way faster than any consulting company that can draw a competitive landscape analysis. So no, you have to evolve. You have to think about it. You have to reimagine the product. You have to imagine the future in order to be competitive in the long term.
So you have an online platform and you offer coaching and mentoring services. How important is pricing in your strategy?
Fundamental. I
Fundamental.
mean,
I like that.
yeah, I would say that one of the biggest mistakes that fellow entrepreneurs make. It was funny because today, a few hours ago, I was giving some mentoring to young entrepreneurs my age, I mean, that were the first experience. The number one mistake they make is that they focus too much time in raising funds from investors and not raising funds from your customers. And pricing is the
Yeah.
most important thing to do it. I mean, if you're able to build a great pricing strategy, to stick to it, to understand which are the levers of pricing, what is the willingness to pay, the ability to pay, how you can, I mean, measure price elasticity. Also in B2B context, even if it's tougher, obviously, The more you work on that, the more you're gonna make money, because price at the end is just the representation of the value you provide to customers. So I mean, I would suggest to anybody to focus a lot of time in building the price and testing pricing models in order to achieve success in the long term.
So pricing is extremely important, but before you started the pack, did you have any experience with pricing or any exposure there?
Absolutely not. I mean,
Nothing.
I'm a business student. I started business and finance all over my life. So when you're at uni, they talk to you about 4Ps, pricing, promotion, blah 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 blah.
Always.
Product. I remember the fourth one. I'm sorry. I mean, I wasn't the best student in my
Product,
class.
price, place, promotion.
Place. I was forgetting place. Yeah, that's true.
Network, distribution
Thanks, George.
network. Very
Yeah,
important.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Absolutely. But nobody explains to you why it's pricing. In my life, I had two epiphanies on that. The first one happened in Warsaw when a guy told us, guys, if you raise price from clients, probably you will not need to run a fundraising campaign. I was like, yeah, that's true. I mean, if you raise prices, the money that I'm seeking for is there, and clients are going to pay for it. Why should I fundraise more when I can fundraise from my clients? Makes no sense. The second one was a meeting with a guy that I know you know as well, named Paolo De Angeli. That was my mentor on pricing models. A great guy, super expert, probably one of the best experts we see on pricing all over the world. That really helped me getting the importance of it. And we ran like I don't know how many workshops on pricing in order to understand why is it so important. And now it can become a lever for competitive advantage in long term. So yeah, I didn't know anything. I spent much time on that. Now I still don't know anything, but I was able to work on pricing in order to extract value and build value with my clients. Yeah, and I will also say that pricing is a science for sure, but it's also a behavioral approach to business. What I meant is that you don't discuss pricing in a business plan. You don't build a price on business plan. You have to ask your users. You have to ask your customers, what's the price? What's the value they extract? And so it allows you to really understand a market, really understand behaviors of people, because it's gonna come out from a discussion. So you're gonna learn. You have to run workshops with your clients, with your potential clients, to understand what's the right price and the value you generate for them. So it's always a great network activity to run, and as well a good opportunity to deep dive on a market.
Okay. So about pricing, do you do it yourself? Do you have some people from your team that are involved?
I mean, I would say that when you start, you have to do it yourself for a single reason. I really believe that CEOs and founders in general are the first sales guy of company, and no company exists without sales guy, apart from like some unicorn companies that you can't compare with. Like you can't compare yourself with Mark Zuckerberg. It's stupid to do it. I mean, so Mark Zuckerberg probably is not a great sales guy, but I mean, that's a unique thing. The majority of entrepreneurs are great sales guys, and you need sales guys. You need someone that want to sell the product. And the same applies to pricing. Pricing is part of the selling of the sales and marketing strategy you're building. So what I would say is that when you start, you have to really work on pricing alone, because it allows you to schedule meetings with clients. It allows you to study the market. It allows you to do many things that are super important and essential for your business. So I would say that till you reach 3-5 million in ARR, you have to run your pricing strategy alone, asking to customers, running tests on pricing elasticity, trying different approaches. Obviously, I'm referring to B2B SaaS. Take the numbers as relevant only if you're in B2B SaaS. If you're in B2C, you can start running tests also when you are at 50K ARR, so, or like transaction based things. So it's not my sector. I'm talking only about what I know. So yeah, and then you can start using both consultants and softwares to improve your pricing analysis. I would say that now we're in the moment before we're going to start working with external people and external softwares to automatize all the pricing activities, pricing research and activities we run.
Yeah. So, Pietro, I was checking out your website and I've seen that you don't have any pricing page. So, is this deliberate or is it just work in progress and we'll see it in a while?
That's a long discussion that we had in the past. It's a marketing idea for a reason, because we were receiving a lot of people contacting us for B2C usage, because people tend to associate B2C products to price. So we tend to say, okay, if there is a price, it's B2C. If there is no price, it's B2B. And we're strong. I mean, right now we're only running B2B campaigns and B2B activities. So in this moment, it makes no sense to attract leads for B2C usage. It happens, it could be a thing to do, yeah, sure, but we have to focus on delivering the right positioning idea to our customers and main clients. So we decided to hide, to not reveal pricing, but it's not something that it's not disclosed. It's 399 euros per month for a coaching path and 299 euros per month per mentoring path. So I can tell you now, big secret revealed. No, I'm joking, but the price is pretty public. I mean, every customer knows it's just a positioning thing to avoid having not qualified leads contacting us.
So, your pricing model right now is a simple, plain SaaS model. It's charge fee per month. Have you investigated any different pricing logic like agent based or I don't know, anything different or new?
Absolutely. We run different tests on that. We tried, I mean, the easier way to explain our pricing model is the SaaS. And we tend to sell, I mean, the majority of our deals are made with a SaaS business model, so SaaS pricing as well. We are testing a different model based on usage. So, I mean, you pay a flat fee to use the platform plus an usage fee according to the number of coaching or mentoring sessions you do. And we're testing it and see the difference between the two models in terms of profit we can achieve from the client and also in adoption and satisfaction. We're probably gonna run, a test on dynamic pricing, both on offer and demand side. And I see it also pricing model in which there is some implementation / consulting activities to be run with the client, because some clients ask for personalization. And I mean, could sound a bit strong, but I'm not a super fan of absolute ideas in which, I mean, SaaS companies should only sell SaaS products. It's just a lie for investors. What you have to sell is what the customer gives a value to and is aligned with your mission. So if there is a 10K fee for implementation costs or like personalization the customer asks for, you have to satisfy the customer. If the customer is your ICP or your buyer personas or whatever you want, you have to satisfy them. So and that's my way of saying it. Obviously, with a clear business strategy of what you don't want to do. I will never, I mean, and I hope to not be, I mean, this never is a bit strong, but I don't think that we will run physical activities, for example, because we are a strongly tech company and we want to focus on digital ones. So I can say that this business is not interesting for us, so I will not price anything on that. You never know, by the way, but yeah, that's my point of view on what to sell to a customer.
So, when you're deciding your pricing, what are the key factors that you consider? I mean, is it just customers, customer segments? Is the value drivers that you offer or don't offer to the customer? Is it macro conditions, market conditions? I don't know. What do you factor in?
I mean, as you surely know, and I mean, I don't want to explain anything because you know it pretty well, but there are three main ways of, driving a price, of building a price: cost-based, competition-based, and value-based. I'm a big hater of the first two of them. So I don't believe in cost-based pricing. I don't believe in basing your price on what competitors do. I believe only in value-based pricing. What does it mean? It means that you have to really understand what's the pain of the customer, quantify it with the customer, and see what your solution is generating in terms of value for the customer. So in percentage of the pain you're solving for the customer itself. So how we did it, basically, when we started. Then I will tell you also how it evolved. We started interviewing HR directors, trying to understand what was the resignation cost for them. So how much money they're leaving on the table every time a person was resigning. On average, in the sectors that we investigated, the number was 13,000 euros. And we searched and researched a lot, trying to see the impact of mentoring and coaching on resignation costs. And we saw that's a market analysis, that's market data, that it saves 31% of resignation costs. So what we did, 13K is the total pain. So the value of the pain, quantified value of the pain. We said, okay, 31% is the value we can provide. So more or less 4K. What we do with this 4K of value we provide, we split it into parts with the customer. So 2K for us, 2K for them. And that's how we run the first pricing model of PAC. In fact, it was around 199 euros, 2.4. So that was I don't remember exactly the percentage and the decimals, but that's it. What we did after, if you're listening to the whole interview, you probably noticed that before I said that price is 299 or 399, was to run tests on this pricing. And what we discovered is that the value we were providing was way higher than resignation because we were raising other levers that were important for them. So engagement, performance, productivity. And we started running tests, offering different prices to the customer itself. And we saw that there was a little elasticity. And so we had the opportunity to make more profit and still build a great value for the customer itself. So we raised it. And we found a price that in our idea for 2025 is the ideal price to pay, both for the customer and ourselves, delivering a lot of value to both parts. It makes no sense to extract all the value through your product because the customer, you don't provide any real value. It makes no sense to offer a super low price to satisfy the client because, it makes no sense. So I'm a strong hater of making discounts, making promotions, making these things, because if you do it, price is not anymore, a demonstrator of value, but just of terms and conditions.
So are you using any tools, AI tools, predictive tools, price elasticity estimation tools, I don't know, whatever tools or methodologies for your pricing?
Not yet, but I would say that we are going to start using FutureUP or this kind of tool, and I strongly suggest to use it. When you are still small, consider that, give you some terms of reference. We have more or less 60 clients in 8 markets, and the amount of transactions, the amount of proposals we do is not super high because we're into B2B large enterprises. So probably there are businesses that should start using AI in pricing way before us. But you can run it on Excel easily if you don't have a great amount of data. There is a moment in which you start struggling with Excel and your time. When you spend more than 30 minutes per day on Excel, in any case, in a founder life, it means that you have to start adopting a tool. Because Excel is the best, because it's free and it's great tool, and the worst because it doesn't allow you to scale tool for any startup. So just set a benchmark, 30, 45 minutes, decide your own metric. You spend more than that on Excel, start using a tool and automatize all processes that you're doing. That's something that we're going to do as well.
So, because this is very important and it has to do with small companies, startup companies, what will be the threshold in terms of size, complexity, or whatever when you can't just use an Excel file or do things manually? You need tools, AI tools or whatever tools for your pricing.
I would say that when you, that's an estimate, so take it with cautiously. But when you do more than 3-4 offers per day to customers in B2B, I would say that you start using AI. When you get over 200 offers, you have to start using AI and map it. When in B2B, in B2C, when you do a lot of transactions, you have to really understand. Probably even thinking about a B2C marketplace, that could be Amazon. They run tests both on demand and offer. They try to match it with AI and see what's the highest value they can extract from it. So when you're over 10 transactions per day in B2C, I would say that you should start using a pricing tool. That's my guess. I'm not a B2C guy, by the way. So take the second part, extreme caution.
But if for a B2B company, that's not a lot of transactions, not a lot of offers. That means that even smaller companies should get involved into pricing and into AI or whatever tools, if I understand correctly.
Absolutely, because you're losing value. If you don't care about price, you're losing value and profit. At the end, profit is the sum of price per quantity. I mean, that's the number one rule of every economics book. So P is the price per quantity thing. So if you don't care about half of what makes your profit matrix, you're gonna struggle a lot.
I'm happy that you are saying that, because there is a common misconception that pricing or AI in pricing is just for the big guys, the larger companies. And actually, it's exactly as you say. Pricing is for everyone. Everyone is affected by pricing. Everyone who leverages pricing can do wonders with profitability, reducing churn, improving growth. And most smaller companies or mid-sized companies really don't do anything about it. They are missing a lot. I'm very happy that you do. Of course, you had a great mentor and teacher. You had Paolo, and that's a great source of inspiration about pricing. Some other people, other startups or smaller companies, unfortunately, are not so lucky. Anyway, I just want to ask you something about AI, because AI is the talk of the time, not in pricing, in everything. It's the talk of the town nowadays. So I wanted to ask you if you're using AI in anything within your offering.
Yes. I mean, we use AI everywhere in the company. So both in internal processes, in the product we offer, in communication, things like that. We use AI pretty everywhere. I wouldn't say I'm the most expert AI person in the room when I'm with my team, because they are super nerdy and super good at find a new way of using AI. But where I see the most value of AI tools now and AI based culture based companies is in communication. So you can use a lot of AI to communicate in a better way. B, in product delivery. So all the assistants, all the matchmaking, the algorithms. When you have to match something with someone else, something else, using AI is one of the best thing to do. Maybe matching, you can use a simple machine learning tool and get to AI in a while, but that's great. And now with all the tools we have, AI is super cheap and everybody can learn how to use it. No technical background to learn how to use AI, so it's pretty easy. Third point in running analysis. So, and that's my pain, for example, where I use the AI the most. As a CEO, I have the duty to report to my investors, my employees, all my stakeholders, how the business is going. And the AI does a great job in reporting and helping you report the right information and running the right analysis before reporting something. So AI is everywhere, and if you're a company in general and you have no ChatGPT or whatever other tool license, you're going to have many problems in the future. So start doing it, educate yourself to it, raise the bar higher in AI education every day, because if you're not doing that, someone else will do it. And I don't believe, in stupid theories as AI will substitute humans. At the end, I'm building a human business. I'm connecting humans with humans through technology. So I'm the most human-based person probably in tech founders in Europe, or at least in the most human-based, I would say. So I don't believe that AI will substitute humans. I say and I see that AI will complement humans in things that humans don't want to do anymore. Mm-hmm. And so, take a look, have a look. Mainly if you're in SMEs, mainly if you are in traditional markets, AI can have a strong disruption. So don't forget to have a look at what is happening.
So you're not tempted about substituting or replacing mentors or people who coach with AI avatars or something like that?
Complement it maybe. Why not? So I can have human sessions, AI sessions. I can have both. I believe that there are going to be layers of services in which you want to have a deeper level of personalization can go with humans, and the ones that are more okay in using AI will use AI. I'll tell you an example about it. I'm a person that doesn't like to be assisted by humans when I have a problem. I don't like it. If I have a problem with booking my flight, I don't want to have to call a guy probably in Southeast Asia and discuss how to rebook, cancel, blah, 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 the flight. I prefer to have an AI avatar way more because I tell them what to do. They are finding a solution in a faster way. They can check in a faster way if my reservation code is the right one, if I'm the right person, blah, blah, blah. I don't need to do additional checks. So it's great. Why should I use a human there? And there will be a person like my mom wouldn't be able to talk with AI. So she will need to call a guy in probably Bangkok that will help her booking her next flight on Ryanair. Depends. Everybody has a different perception and different willingness and ability to pay for services. And we have to build solutions for all the targets. I don't believe in AIification of reality. I believe in something different.
Okay, that's a general question, but if you were able to change one thing that you did or didn't do for PAC, not just for pricing, for anything that you have done, what this one thing would be?
I mean, my funny joke is funding in Italy. So we have a huge problem in Southern Europe. I mean, the access of capital, the literacy in terms of venture capital startups is pretty low. So if I had to come back, I would stay in San Francisco and found it there or somewhere else, but not for sure in Italy or Spain where I'm based. Valuation is higher, raising capital is easier. So yeah, that's a funny one. In general, if I have to think about the mistakes that I've done, was that no hires are better than bad hires. So sometimes when you're an entrepreneur, you tend to want to grow a lot. So you hire a person just because you need someone doing something, or you want to try to scale something, but you shouldn't have the right people around you. You're going to fuck up. So yeah, sometimes it's better to stay small, to hire less, and to have overperformers than having a lot of people doing stupid jobs. And I really believe that's one of the lie of venture capital when they start scaling, when you go to growth rounds, how they call it, and they tell you, okay, now your headcount should pass from 20 to 100 in 2 months. And I mean, you as a CEO are agreeing. I mean, you agree with investors because they're basically paying you to do what they want to do. So if they tell you, okay, 200 is great, you start thinking, okay, 200 would be great for us. So I can go more on Forbes, on TechCrunch, on this kind of newspapers. I personally don't care about them. So you're building the company to build a legacy, to change something, to have impact on the world and not for newspapers. And in this case, people are what makes organizations. So spending the right time to hire the right people is fundamental. That's something that I fucked up in the past.
So I guess that will be your advice to every young entrepreneur or something else?
I mean, no, it's not my advice. I mean, it's my advice to an entrepreneur, but I was discussing it yesterday night with a friend. My advice for every wannabe entrepreneur is just do it. Failing is the best thing that could happen to you. If you fail 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it's great, just great. You found a new way that doesn't work to solve a problem that probably doesn't exist. And that's great. I mean, I'm in my 20s. I refused, big corporates and consulting jobs to do it. And that was the best decision of my life. If I fail, I will always have the chance to get back to consulting or corporate. They will always stay there. I mean, these companies will never die. But I'm enjoying my ride and living my best time, trying to build something that doesn't exist, thanks to the bravery that I had at that moment.
I will keep your last phrase that I'm enjoying my ride, because it is a ride when you are a startupper, and it's so fulfilling, so rewarding, and so great and exciting. And it was exciting talking to you, Pietro. It was a really great discussion. Thank you for sharing all these things about your pricing, but also your personal journey with the pack. And of course, I wish you all the best with the company. I mean, the company is doing great anyway, but I wish you to become a unicorn and whatever you have dreamed about. What's the best way
Thanks, George.
What's the best way for someone to reach out Pack and get access to your services?
You can go to our website, so thepack.tech, and book a demo with one of our amazing guys that will show you how to use it and how you can adopt it in your own company. So do it. And if it doesn't work, just reach out to us. We are cool Gen Z people that are happy to share and help if needed in any case. So just reach out.
Thank you, Pedro, for everything that you shared in our amazing discussion, and thanks everyone for watching us.